Okay, I apologize. My video got cut off, so I'm going to pick up where we left off. So we know that there's going to be something that we don't know, and then there's going to be something that we do know. And then we're going to take that information to set up an equation. So I'm going to show you what I mean. I break these down into 3 steps to make it nice and simple for everybody. So the problem says, Jeremy buys 5 markers and a 29-cent eraser for a total of $3.24. How much does each marker cost? So step 1 guides us. It says, what are you looking for? So according to my tips up here, it's usually in the last sentence. So you read the last sentence again. How much does each marker cost? So what are we looking for? We're looking for the cost of the marker. So when we come up with a variable, since we're doing specific word problems now, not just representing a number, we're representing a specific thing, it's smart to use a letter that makes the most sense. So we're talking about the cost of a marker. So you could use C to represent cost. You can use M, since we're talking about markers. It doesn't really make a difference which one you choose as long as it sort of makes sense. I'm going to use M, but I'm still going to say that that's going to represent the cost of each marker. So our let statement is going to be more specific now. It's going to be, what are we looking for? We're looking for the cost of the marker. So that's what we're using M to represent because it's our unknown. We don't know the cost of the marker yet. Okay, so that's what we don't know, but there is something that we do know. So in step 2, it says, what item do we already know the price of? What do we already know for sure that we are spending our money on? So if you read it again, I know that he's buying 5 markers, but I also know that he's buying an eraser that costs 29 cents. So that's our answer right there. So we know that the eraser is 29 cents. Okay. So now we have to set up an equation, a little bit harder this time. In here, there's a few more important bits of information. So I want you to underline or circle or highlight all this stuff. So we know that he's buying 5 markers. I know that he bought an eraser that cost 29 cents. And I know that the total came to $3.24. In our last problems, the word is represented our equal sign. In this case, we have a new word, total. Total is after you put everything together. So that is our new is. That's our new equal sign. So that's very important. You have to remember that total is going to be what we use for our equal sign. So I already know I can write the end of this equation. It's going to be equal to $3.24. Okay, but what is? We know the cost of the eraser cost 29 cents, and then I also bought 5 markers. But I'm not going to do 5 plus, don't write this down. This is not 5 plus 29. This is a price. This is an amount. You can't put those two things together to get a price. You need a price with a price to get a price. So that 5 is going to come in handy, but we have to think about it. If M is the cost of each marker, and I buy 5 of them, we have to think, what operation could we use? Remember when we think about, so I have 5 markers, and they're each M. So one marker, you don't have to write this either, is, we have 1 marker, we have our 2nd marker, we have our 3rd marker, we have our 4th marker, we have our 5th marker. Okay? Instead of having to add the cost 5 times, there's a faster operation that we use for adding. So hopefully in your mind you thought of multiplication. Multiplication is a faster way of adding. Also, the word each is technically an operation word for multiply. So we're going to take 5 and we're going to multiply the cost of each, which right now we do not know. We know it's M. So 5 of these for whatever that cost is, plus 29 cents for that eraser should give us a total of $3.24. Now, these seem a little complicated now, but they become very repetitive, and they end up looking almost the same every time. So it will get easier. We are going to solve this now. Don't be afraid of the decimal. Nothing's changing. Think about what operations you see. So I see addition. So we're going to use subtraction. We're going to subtract. But whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. I draw my line. Opposites cancel. I'm going to bring down the 5m and the equal sign. And now we're going to do this math. Feel free to do it in your calculator right now. You're going to do 3.24 and you're going to subtract 0.29. I'll give you guys a minute to do that. I want you guys to do this in your calculator on your own. Okay, I'm hoping somebody got it. It should be 2.95. Okay, now we still have multiplication. So we think opposite. The opposite of multiply is divide. We're going to divide 5 on both sides. Cancel the opposites. Bring down the m and the equal sign. And in your calculator, 2.95 divided by 5 would give you this, 0.59. Now I want you to think about what m originally represented. M represented the cost of each marker. So look at the answer you got. This is you need a unit. It's not 0.59. 0.59 what? If we're talking about cost is always in dollars. We could put a dollar sign in front of this. So this is $0.59. So 59 cents for each marker. Okay. If at any point you needed to pause, you can go back, pause again, rewrite, whatever you have to do. We're going to move on to another one. Sorry, I keep coughing. Okay. This one says, Mary sells popcorn at the ballpark. She is paid $40 for working a day, but also earns 45 cents for each box of popcorn she sells. Mary earns a total of $112 at Wednesday night's game. How many boxes of popcorn does she sell? So I got rid of the steps. We can look at them again. What are you looking for? You read the last sentence of the problem. Reread it again. How many boxes of popcorn does she sell? So we want to know how many boxes of popcorn does she sell. So we're referring to boxes of popcorn. You can use any letter that makes the most sense. You want to use B for boxes, you can use P for popcorn. Doesn't really matter to me as long as it makes sense. I'm going to use B. So B is representing the number, We'll just do the boxes of popcorn. She sells. So then really it's the number of boxes of popcorn she sells. Just a lot of words, so I made it shorter. Okay, now we're going to go back and highlight anything that we think is important. So we know that just for showing up at work, she's paid $40. That's an automatic given. But then for each, there's another key word we should remember now. I just told you what each means. Multiply. For each box of popcorn, we just called that B, she would get 45 cents. So look what I'm doing here. I'm taking 45 cents and I'm multiplying it with B. I'm taking a number and a letter and I'm putting them together. And she earns a total. There's another word which I just taught you what it meant. That's your equal sign. So we could finish this off with equals 112. And we could put in 0.45x. But she's also being paid an extra, so in addition, she's getting that $40. Okay, unfortunately, I am struggling to talk at this point, so I'm going to have you guys rewrite this down here, and I want you to solve it. Okay, I want you to find what, oh, I'm sorry, not X, B. My mistake, B. I want you to solve it. Okay, we will continue this tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more of a voice. And do not worry if this feels a little confusing. Word problems are no one's favorite thing. You're just going to do the best that you can. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all soon.